What's up, everybody? It's FaZe Panner. We're here in Central Oregon, and we're gonna go find some gold because gold is over $2,000 an ounce right now. I mean, that's freaking crazy. $2,000 for just a little ounce of gold. So, high flood, spring runoff, we got all this. Look at all this gravel. This is where the gold is. So, the way that gold deposits, because it's heavy, is where the water slows down, like on the inside part of these rapids. There's not enough force to move the heavy gold, so it just gets stuck. So, a really good area that I like to do at my little secret spot here, I wouldn't really say it's a secret, is up in this little area here. So, we have this super huge, big, giant slab of bedrock, boulder, whatever, stopping all the water. So all these rocks that got here, they're not moving. Like, you would need maybe like some type of like Arctic glacier flood melt to move it, because this stuff is here. So any gold that's here has been here for a while, and it's just gonna stay here. A lot of people have dug in this area because it's really obvious, but if you look up here, there's actually like kind of ancient gravel benches. So these rocks were deposited like thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, very long time ago, and nobody has dug there, and they're kind of cemented together. So that's where I've been finding good gold. Ideally, gold is heavy, it likes to drop, so it gets down to bedrock. So if I can dig and get to like this area, then I'm gonna be good. So we're gonna sample that, and I will show you what's in a pan from up there. Okay, so the really good heavy stuff is really compacted and tight. I don't have my pickaxe out, so I'm not able to really get into it. So I'm gonna try to work the other upper area and sample and see if there's gold there. Ideally, the good stuff is with the boulders, bigger rocks that are heavy. Gold is heavy. Yeah, look at this. This Home Depot shovel ain't gonna work for this, so I'm just gonna whack away. Gravity does a good job of doing a lot of the work for you. If you guys ever saw my TikTok, it went viral. Alright, so we're gonna sample this, take this down. So the heavy rocks, we're gonna wash them off with all the dirt in this super ice cold water, which is mostly snow melt from up the mountain combined with rain. So once you got enough stuff like this, you're going to shake it, classify, stratify, wash all the little rocks off, and then the smaller gold will drop through. Into the lower pan. When you do that, check for nuggets. We're in Central Oregon. We're not going to find any big giant nuggets that are bigger than that. Now, if you're in California or somewhere, you know, maybe double check. So now we're left with the smaller can stuff. And then, because gold is heavy, when you shake it up, move it around, it's gonna just sink to the bottom. And then all the lighter stuff is gonna move to the top. And then you do this, and the waves pull the heavy, I mean, they pull off the lighter stuff, and then you do it again. Woo. Let the gold sink to the bottom, let the water pull off the light stuff on top, sink it, do that, let it sink. Some of the bigger ones got sunk to the bottom. Sink. Ideally, it'd be good if I was near some water flow, because then this little mud pool wouldn't accumulate and be easier to see the pan. But at this point, since I've shaken it enough, all of the gold is on the pan. It is to the bottom. So now I'm just trying to rinse off the top layer of smaller rocks and light sand and bullcrap. And then, once you start to see black sand, like I am right now, I'm trying to rinse the whole pan overall. Again, you're not going to lose the gold even just doing this. Gold is really heavy. It's 20 times heavier than water. So now we're down to the black sand. And then let's see if there's any gold. So we're going to swirl. So I dug again, but I found this little clay layer. I didn't go to bedrock. I went a little deeper and closer to it. Found two pieces. They are so small and tiny. I don't even know if you guys can see. Probably have to circle and screenshot this video, but it's two little pieces of floop, is what people call it, which is short for fly poop. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, we're gonna go to a different spot, but this area is pretty. But you can see a little piece right there at the tip of my finger, and then another one right there. Not worth it at this spot. But again, looks really nice in the water. It's clear. Alright, so we're at a second spot. First spot, just wasn't feeling it. Love this spot because it's shaped like a natural sluice box. Really clear water. Very nice. This is the first time that I've seen it with high water levels. So this is good. We're getting a lot of material cleaned off. Little side tributary thing. Plus we finally got some bedrock, so excited about that. We're gonna go to GoPro mode. Now we're on the GoPro. Now let's start digging on this bedrock and see what is there. So the first place I'm gonna check is this little tiny crevice. There's some deeply packed rock, so we're just gonna break off. I think I can break off this bedrock, so we're gonna get the pickaxe, break it apart, and we're gonna kind of sample and clean out this area. This is the pocket we'll focus on. Minecraft in real life. Woo, there we go. All right. Ooh, and moss. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna put all this in the pan. Should have moved it closer. So I'm gonna clean out this little area and then I'll show you what's going on. Cool rocks. I found some gold. Let's swirl it. Very, very micro. Super small. I don't know if you guys can see, it's at the head end. There's like a little tiny mini baby banana piece. Probably have to zoom in editing. And then like 4 little tiny sand-sized pieces of gold. So doesn't really seem like it's worth sticking to this spot. I'm gonna look around. What I did though, that was the area I worked. I cleaned it out. Black sand, but definitely should go somewhere where heavies are dropping, because if there's no big heavy rocks, there's no big gold. And I guess that's true to even crevicing. All right, now we're gonna try to do this in the water. We're gonna loosen up some of the stuff, because again, gold sinks. So let's just loosen up everything in this little pocket. And I'll just kind of pick up some of the overburden. Same thing here. Swirl it around. Where are the big stuff? Same thing here. Because gold just wants to settle to bedrock. Fan this stuff away. And we're gonna suck this stuff up with the tube. We're gonna do the same thing in a few other spots. Alright, we're gonna suck up this little area. The bedrock just sucks up like a straw, and then we'll be able to dump it out in the pan a little bit. Get this little pocket. Alright, so now we're gonna most of the stuff in this is already small, so I don't really need to classify it. So I open it up. And then that's all the small enough stuff that would fit up the tube. I'll wash it out. Now we're gonna go some more spots and suck up more gold. So I just panned out the sucker tube thingy. Went to a few spots. Black sand, that's when you stop and you do the swirl. I don't know if you guys can see that one. That one's actually visible on the GoPro. I mean, it's not a California nugget size. And then you can see to the top right of it, you can see a little tiny baby speck. May have to zoom in for that, but good flake. See what else is in there. Another few up there. Nice. Anything under the black sand, or was that just kind of some flood gold? Try to sort them out. Yep, so there you go. shaking it up so the gold goes to the bottom. And then wash away the lighter stuff that floats to the top. And then when it's mostly black sand, take it, swirl it to wash away the top layer. I didn't quite get to bedrock at a new spot, but on the head side of it you can see that there's 4 pieces of gold to the right, another one, and then like a few little specks up ahead. Again, they're specks. Bigger gold usually sinks to bedrock, so I'm going to try the area one more time and see if the gold gets bigger. If not, we're going to leave this beautiful spot and check out one more area. So someone else had dug this pit. I'm assuming they moved this rock out of the way. They got down to bedrock, and I'm digging behind the boulder. They didn't move, and I'm trying to get to bedrock, which I didn't in the last pan, so that's why it's small little tiny flaky flood gold. But I'm trying to clear out this clay layer and see what's down there, and we'll see if there's bigger gold. And maybe move the boulder. Probably not enough time today because it's starting to get dark. Got a few slightly bigger pieces, not worth it, but look at this guy. In the summer, there's a bunch of snakes out here too, so gotta be careful. Okay, so the last spot, I found a few more pieces. They were a little bit bigger, but it wasn't worth the extra work to get those pieces of gold. So I'm back at the first spot, but I've gone around the corner where I'm gonna sample this old ancient river bench in a bit. I actually got the metal detector out. The gold in this area is not really big enough for metal detectors to pick it up, but I was just kind of waving it around and I was getting a strong signal here. Probably a piece of lead, but I mean, someone else was clearing out this bedrock and digging, so they could have left something behind, but I mean, won't know until we find out what's on the bedrock here. And there are some big rocks and boulders here, and this is the head of the inside bend of a curve. All right, so it's starting to rain. Cleaned it out. The metal target was a rusty nail, but it is good bedrock with some heavies, and it was kind of sticky, so I'll let you guys know what's in it. Can someone tell me what this thing is? Just scooped them out. So I sampled the bedrock on this little tiny spot. Got one piece of gold. Really hard to see with the reflection. So I'm gonna sample a few layers up above and just update you guys when I leave the river because it's gonna be dark soon. Did a little more digging and it was just flour gold. No pickers, no nuggets, not even some super huge flakes. Anyways, I'll show you the pan and everything we've got when I dump the snuffer bottle out at the end of the video when I get home. So here's the gold after I've cleaned it up. You can see nothing to get rich about, but it's still pretty fun and it's all about the adventure. And we'll show some little zoom up spots of the gold with the little jeweler's loop. Baby nugget. Look how nice the water is. We have a very weird bird up here too. It had an interesting kind of claw thingy.